Yo, what's up guys? You got PokeaimMD here, back with another video, back again once again. This time we're going to be talking about Greninja. I have my buddy Blunder with me. You can say hi.
What's going on, y'all?
We've been talking about Mons. We did Pheromosa first, then we did Metagross, now we're doing Greninja. And obviously the points of these videos is to just discuss how we feel about these Mons now that Sun and Moon is a couple months in, how they play in the metagame, or how they are in the metagame. And the reason we picked these three first is because we feel that they're probably the top three Mons in OU right now. Greninja is definitely a crazy mon. By the way, guys, go ahead and check out my buddy Blunder. His link is down below. He's uploading again. He's home. Also, feel free to check out the Beast Boost merchandise. You are uploading it. I'm not lying.
I am.
Alright, so as usual, I do let Blunder start it off, and I'll just chime in. So, what do you think about Greninja, bro?
Alright, so I think it's probably the third best mon. Probably, yeah. I mean, I just know it's not as good as Pheromosa and Metagross. I can tell you that much. The reason I like using it, well, I'll tell you the sets I use. I use Ash-Greninja a lot lately.
Yeah.
I know most people have started moving towards Protean.
Yes.
With like extra sensory because everybody uses Toxapex now.
Yeah.
But I still really like Ash because like dark resists aren't very common besides like Keldeo and stuff
Feeny,
like
yeah.
Feeny.
Yeah.
But again, all those things are easy to wear down because their recovery at most is leftovers. So I still really like it. But yeah, Life Orb Spikes is really hard to beat.
And really common.
The coverage, really common because the coverage is so good. It beats common defoggers like Zapdos or Scizor with HP Fire and Ice Beam because its coverage is so dumb. It beats all the Spikers because all Spikers lose to Water Fire coverage. And yeah, it's just the speed's really good. It's basically created the rise in Keldeo usage as well.
It also single-handedly, also with Tapu Koko, but Greninja is also one of the mons that stops Tornadus from being common because it's a special attacker that actually that it can't check.
Yeah, Gunk Shot is really frustrating.
Yeah, exactly. It beats the Defogger and Tapu Fini. It also beats Assault Vest Tangrowth because Assault Vest Tangrowth, if it takes any hit, let's say if it takes a resisted Hydro Pump from Life or Protean,
you're dying,
Gunk Shot knocks it out after. Yes.
Like I was playing someone, I think they had max attack or something, but my Tangrowth was at 80% Assault Vest and it just died to Gunk Shot, and I was like, what?
Yep, it just straight up goes down. One of the main things, and I think this is one of the biggest things, is that you don't know what Greninja you're facing when you see it, when it comes out. There are three, and Blunder could disagree or maybe say something else, but there are, I think, the three main or top switch-ins to, or most popular switches to Greninja are Assault Vest Tangrowth, Toxapex, and Tapu Fini. Not in that order though. So
yeah, those are probably the three best right now.
Yeah, three.
And even then, Tangrowth is super shaky. You have to play off them not going for their coverage.
Exactly.
That's the only way it works. If they Ice Beam or Gunk Shot on the switch, you've lost.
Exactly. And Extra Sensory is rising in popularity because it does allow it to 2-hit KO Toxapex. I've actually seen Extra Sensory on a Psychic Terrain team with Tapu Lele and just O-code.
We're talking about what game was that?
TDK versus.
Yeah, it was his game. Yeah. I don't remember who. But and it just O-code Toxapex, and I was like, that's crazy good. Like, that's an awesome tech.
Yeah, it's really clean. And again, Spikes are really nice because it does force switches. Hidden Power Fire stops the Defog, or Ice Beam stops Zapdos. And going back to like the fact that you don't know what type of Greninja it is when you see it. A little tip, if you're actually using Greninja, if you make it male, if you just make it male, you don't know if it's Battlemon, because Battlemon Greninja, I believe, has to be 100% male. So if you make your Greninja male, because usually people just don't care about their Pokemon's gender and just make it random.
I didn't even know this.
Yep. If you make your Greninja male, there's no way to tell if it's Battle Bond or Protean before you switch in. And
bro, everyone's gonna check that now. Everybody's gonna check that now.
Yeah, that's a little tip to use.
You've created a brand new mind game.
I mean, it was known, but I guess maybe it was. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Unless it's Greninja can't be Ash-Greninja can't be shiny though, so don't make it shiny. Just make it male. But that's one of the things you don't know what it is when you're switching into it. So let's say I'm thinking, okay, this is Ash-Greninja. I'm gonna go out to my Tangrowth. Oh, good. They Gunk Shot me. I'm dead. That's nice. That's like it's just one of those mons that's tough to play around. And Battle Bond Greninja is, though Protean Greninja is very popular right now, you don't mess with the Water Shuriken Choice Specs Greninja.
Oh, that's so stupid. Like, because it destroys offense easily because offense has no switch into like any of its moves.
Exactly.
The worst part about Dark Pulse is like in this line because you get flinched. Like you can go to your Toxapex, or I even ran Gastrodon before to deal with it, but I just got flinched.
Exactly.
So I just die and then I lose. Toxapex takes 40%, so if you switch in and then get flinched, you lose.
Yep,
you lose
exactly.
the game.
Exactly. One of the most common sets is these three moves are staples on Ash-Greninja. Dark Pulse, Hydro Pump, Water Shuriken. Your
Yeah.
last move is either U-turn or Ice Beam, or another move I've been running a lot is Spikes. Because
Oh, I use spikes lately too.
yeah, even
That's
even
nice.
even if it's spikes, like specs, like as long as I'm forcing switches, you're
Yeah.
taking damage. Like
Like
specs is
that's
definitely
smart because like if they have Tangrowth or whatever, what's the point of Dark Pulsing? Like
exactly.
you're just gonna do 30% because you're not. But if you get that spike up, then it gets a lot
Yeah,
harder.
exactly. It gets harder for them
Yeah.
to come in.
I feel
So,
like U-turn is like kind of like a crutch. Like it's really unnecessary. It doesn't do damage to anything notable besides Hoopa.
yeah,
Like
which it can
and-
it can Hoko Hoopa.
which is true, but like I don't think it warrants enough usage for that. It does like 5% to Tapu Fini, so there's no. I really like Ice Beam as well because that can work
Zygarde.
to Zygarde, and it hits Amoonguss really hard on the Switch.
I agree.
So next time it comes in with regen, it still dies.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
Ice Beam is mainly for Zygarde though.
Yeah,
I really
yeah.
like it for that.
Getting rid of Zygarde is really nice, especially
I wish it could run Hidden Powers because I just run HP Electric and it'd be like the best mon
to kill
ever.
everything. Yeah. Yeah. So obviously having this increase in speed and special attack, yeah, you do got to get your kill. But we talked about how Spike, it does force switches and Tangrowth. With Tapu Fini not being as common as it was before, because of Metagross, making Scizor be a better defogger right now. Like Battle Bond Greninja, like you don't bring this mon in on anything. And he mentioned how Dark Pulse, it flinches, it can flinch, so it can
It's
make it hard to
stupid
beat.
because like I've lost 1v1s with like Ferrothorn. Like I go into Ferrothorn on it, it does 40%. I power whip, I get flinched, and now I lose
Yeah,
because I don't have
exactly.
another good Dark Resist.
Exactly. And then Water Shuriken, getting the boost in power when you are Ash-Greninja, and having
Yeah.
hitting 3 times allows you to get rid of Pokemon like Pheromosa 100%.
Yeah.
Like Scarf
we-
Gengar with a little.
Weak into like anything neutral. If it's at like 60, it probably dies.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
exactly.
Metagross, Garchomp, all them. Like I remember I ran a rain team with it, and it was 100%
Yeah,
Scarf
yep.
Chomp and Water Shuriken in the rain. O-code Garchomp,
Yep,
and I was
yep.
like, what?
I've also actually ran Water Shuriken before on my Protean Greninja as well.
Oh,
because
I've
it's
used
picked
that as
off,
well.
Yeah, it's picked off like weakened mons. Like they don't expect it. So
Yeah,
it's another thing.
it's really weak, but I really like it for what's it called? For Double Dance Landorus. If that thing is if the team is weak for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Greninja's most common item on the Protean set is probably Life Orb, but one of the main ways that I've been seeing, and it's been for a while, one of the best ways to do a Greninja, or the way that people try to do it, I'm not going to say best because it doesn't always work, but is that people try and wear it down with Life Orb, right? They wear it down with Stealth Rock, they switch between the Life Orb, between their Regen Mons, Tangrowth, Toxapex, whatever's
true.
coming in, right? Which is why I've really been loving the Extra Belt on Greninja, because the only thing I'm taking is Hazards upon coming in. Versus Balance, versus Fatter Team, versus the standard Toxapex, Tangrowth stuff. While Expert Belt does leave you weaker, you don't get worn down. So these teams are struggling to beat you.
Yeah.
Another thing with Greninja is the fact that we mentioned how you don't know if it's Battle Bond or Protean. We also don't know if it's Z Happy Hour. I don't think that set is actually...
I think I've never seen that
Yeah,
set used before.
I don't think it's actually like that bad,
Good.
but that good. Excuse me, yeah. But running Expert Belt on Greninja does bluff that potential one, as well as potentially Scarf Greninja, which is another reason why I actually like Expert Belt a lot.
Yeah.
So
I saw someone use a cool item. It was a Z Psychic. So they get Shattered Psych
Yeah.
Protean, and they Oko Amoonguss or
Toxapex.
which is really cool to me.
Yeah, that's actually really nice. And Greninja's having like Gunk Shot, Hidden Power Fire. You
Oh,
might be
I
saying-
really liked what you ran too. The taunt because
Oh.
it beats Smeargle lead, which I hate that dumb team with Zygarde and Mimikyu and all them, and like
Yeah.
Taunt Ninja bones that team.
Yeah, I used Taunt on Greninja versus a team like that because I actually ended up losing to it, and then I saw that my opponent for a tournament was using it a lot, and I figured I'm gonna miss Gunk Shot anyway, and Smeargle is shut down by it, so I'm gonna use Taunt on Greninja, get up my spikes, and force switches.
Yeah, and that whole team is just weak to spikes too.
Exactly.
And like if Smeargle doesn't have its sash, it's gone. Like it's nothing.
It's useless, and that's a struggle. It doesn't have anything. It doesn't even run Nuzzle, what it does in Uber,
Yeah,
so.
it runs Magico Dual Hazards 4. So
Yeah, exactly. So that thing is shut down. And again, another great thing about Greninja is its speed tier. Being faster than Metagross is one of the things that makes it one of the best Pokemon.
Super redeeming factor. Yeah.
Yeah, being able to knock it out with like Dark Pulse or a weakened Metagross with HP Fire. It doesn't even need to be weakened because it becomes Stab. Like like about I think 70% will die for Life Orb, maybe a little bit higher.
Yeah, it does like it does more than 70. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Extra Belt. Extra Belt does like 70. But Life Orb does a little bit more. So Greninja's just one of those Pokemon like you don't know what set it is. It's tough to switch into, and it's so good versus offense if it's Battle Bond as well, because having that priority versus the Pheromosa, the Gengar, the Dual Dance Landers, things like that.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's definitely nice.
And it's just It's also one of the few ghost resists in the meta.
Yep.
Because like nothing else, because ghost is only resisted by dark now, and other dark types like Bisharp and T-Tar aren't like super good.
Yep.
And even though Greninja's frail, it's like able to switch into like Scarf Gengar like once.
Yeah,
and that kind of thing.
Shadow Ball
Kinda
does 36% to Greninja, if I'm not mistaken. I think 36% exactly, something around there. And again, Bisharp usage is down, though it is common because of that. It's only used on that team really. But Bisharp usage went down due to Lele, things like that, stopping it.
Bisharp's still kind of cool though.
It is a great mon. But if I want to use a Sucker Puncher, I think I'll use Mawile now.
Oh, true. I forgot he's in town, so
Yeah.
there's no point using
Yeah,
Bisharp.
exactly. And even then, like I also like Protean, Water Shuriken on Greninja as well because I can actually play some mind games versus
Yeah.
Mawile, if anything, if I'm weakened basically. So
Yeah.
Greninja's just one of those tough mons to switch into. I really do think that the best mons right now though are Pheromosa, Metagross, and Greninja, like easily.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah, so we do want to know your thoughts. You guys can leave them down below. Like I said, check out my buddy Blunder. You can check out the Beach Boost merchandise. And we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, friends.
There you go.